and you are. We are Citizen Outbreak. Welcome to the podcast.
All right, hello and welcome to episode 3 of Citizen Outbreak. How you doing, Matt?
Great, Rudy.
You doing
How
great?
are you?
I'm doing all right. Again, please follow us on Instagram, Citizen Outbreak,
Citizen Outbreak.
Citizen Outbreak on YouTube, Citizen Outbreak the podcast, citizenoutbreak.com to buy our game.
And
And-
on X too, Citizen Outbreak.
Citizen Outbreak on X, yeah.
And
all right,
Spotify and iTunes to listen.
Please listen. Tell all your friends to listen. This is our, this is the first time we're going remote.
Yeah,
Normally we're in studio.
yeah. I got to
But
get
this
the better
time
camera.
We're doing a little remotage here. So we're testing it out. We're still, feeling it a little bit, but let's go. Let's go. All right. The big topic of the last week and a half has been these peace talks between the United States and Russia. Okay? I know you've heard about it. I know you've seen it. I know you've been seeing it on the news. You've been hearing about it. So Trump promised to end this war in 24 hours of being president. Now he's over a month into the presidency. The war is still not over. My question to you is, A, do you think it's his fault? 2, is Vladimir Zelensky, flip-flopping with the whole sabotaging of the peace? And what do you think of this whole situation that's going on?
Is what Trump's fault? There's no peace yet?
Well, it's been a month, and he promised us peace, and now there's no peace. So is it Trump's fault? Is it Putin's fault? Is someone dragging their feet? Is it Zelensky's fault because Zelensky keeps flip-flopping?
Well,
Now
I think I would start with, I don't know how much power Zelensky really has. I don't know what kind. I don't take at face value any kind of narrative we get from the media here. And, I don't know what kind of power. I equate Zelensky to being basically our guy there. And when I say our guy, I think, the biggest opponent that Trump has in his presidency on all these issues is the entrenched federal, bureaucracy establishment that's been there. The unelected, establishment in a lot of these, like the Victoria Newlands of the world that have had their own designs for what to do here, and on numerous occasions with Ukraine, right? I think early on Zelensky said that he was told by the U.S. absolutely no in terms of pursuing any kind of diplomatic solution before the war started, right? And then again, we saw the Israelis said that the British sabotaged, obstructed peace talks that were going on between Israel and between Ukraine and Russia. And I think, it's funny, like the way that this has been framed, and the way this latest outrage has been, framed ever since Trump came out and said, that we're opening up relations with Russia, and that it's so stupid because it's boiled down to, again, like you're either pro Putin or you're not. And then when that's the narrative, that it's like, I don't trust those people because it's just so stupid. Like the reality is, like, yeah, Putin went in, he invaded, but we wouldn't allow, we've got something called the Monroe Doctrine here. Anybody comes into the Western Hemisphere, it's a declaration of war. Since 1994, 1997, I mean, the idea of pushing NATO east, that's a known thing. That's a declaration of war, as far as it involves Ukraine. And, it's just the whole narrative that's going on here. And the idea that they've again now attached some kind of bullshit moral thing where it's like Americans need to sit here, and if you don't like have this blind like blood oath loyalty to this guy Zelensky and the cause of Ukraine, you know, that you don't like open arms to this idea of just sending all taxpayer dollars and God forbid potentially U.S. soldiers to go there, then you're a bad person. You know, coming off of COVID, citizen outbreak now, you know, coming off of COVID, America's in bad shape. The West is everywhere is in bad shape. The idea that right after that whole thing gets going down, they're saying that what we have to do is send, you know, hundreds of billions of dollars immediately to go to Ukraine.
They're not even accounted for.
Which, by the way, you're a bad person if you even ask about where that money went. You're a Nazi.
Where'd the money go?
Right.
Let me tell you where the money went. The money went in the door and then out the back door.
Right.
You know, there's people. So you know how it works. The pen costs 50 cents. But I'm selling it to Ukraine for $1,000,
and they need 100,000 of them.
Right, and then you know where's that money coming? That money's actually coming back here. So somebody lined the pockets. The question is who lined the pockets? And then on the other side, you have as soon as the weapons from the U.S. come off the trucks, off the planes, they go into these trucks. One truck goes over here, the other truck goes over there, and those people are holding those trucks. And then where are they selling those weapons? Because they're not going to the front line. Maybe some are going to the front line, but some are going out the back door to somebody else. We heard already that a lot of weapons have been sold to Mexican drug cartels. We've heard that it's been sent out to African countries. Who knows? Maybe terrorists getting it. We don't know. But this latest thing with the minerals really has me. I mean, why weren't we talking about minerals months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago? These minerals came out of nowhere.
Well, you
why
know,
are we talking about minerals?
They've gone with different rationale to support this misadventure, right?
So Trump comes out and he says, okay, you're going to give us $500 billion worth of your minerals to repay us back, right? Yeah. And that was the whole starting point of the negotiation. You're going to pay us back. I'm going to work with Putin. We're going to get to a peace. Everything was settled. Then Zelensky says, deal. Then he says, no deal. Then he says, I don't owe you any money. I don't owe you any money. This was a grant.
They're forces running this thing that do not want this thing to end.
But if you remember,
people making a lot of money.
He's rattling out to the world, we will pay you back. You give us loan, we pay you back.
Right. Forget about pay us back.
He agreed that it was a loan.
Right.
And now he's not saying, he's saying it's not a loan.
Right. Look, you know, you saw today, you had all the European nations, right? They were all over there, like, you know, virtue signaling, you know, hugging him and right. saying we stand.
Because they're saying that Putin, listen, I'm not a fan of Putin, okay? But I'm not a fan. They're saying he's a threat to the European Union.
Right, I get it.
And he's going to take Poland next. He's going to take, you know, then he's going to make his way up to the UK. Well, I don't know what the hell
Right. So, you know.
Meanwhile, he hasn't gone like past a certain area.
Exactly. He hasn't got exactly.
Troops.
But the other part of that is like there's two things, right? So one, when his troops were lined up, one of the main terms was he's like, look, just guarantee us Ukraine's not going to be part of NATO.
Right.
And of course, Biden and Boris and they're gonna be. Well, when? Right? Because they know, like, you know, they haven't done it in 3 years. So then what the fuck are they doing? Like, if you're not going to make them, and they're not, because that escalates this to a whole, remember when then first it was like the no-fly zone, they were threatening they were going to do a no-fly zone, which would be psychotic for us to get involved in for no reason. Then, you know, the whole idea of NATO, you want to talk about NATO in Article 5, like, you know, Nord Stream pipeline was blown up. And, you know,
boat, the yacht, with the diver.
They couldn't even come up with like a headline that made sense in terms of blaming the Russians for it, right? Because like, why would they blow up their moneymaker to Europe? Which, by the way, like, while they're telling us that big bad Putin's like the biggest threat to our lives, we're just gonna outsource our entire energy demand to the boogeyman over there. But so Nord Stream pipeline blew up, right? And there's a lot of good literature out there that has never been refuted in terms of really just making it transparent. You even have like high officials in the Ukrainian government that said, yes, yes. And you have people like in I think it was Finland and Sweden. So, and the German politician that says like, no, you're not supposed to, we can't talk about it. And, that's an attack. That's an attack on foreign soil. And by the way, like, I think like, if not the biggest, I think it is the biggest like climate disaster in the history of the world. I don't know if Greta Thunberg was anywhere near, but nobody made a big deal of it. So it's like, which is psychotic, right? You're because Europe's not in good shape. Like, things are expensive in Europe right now.
So how these G7 leaders that are meeting with Zelensky right now, how are they pledging all these billions of dollars? Where are they getting the billions from? Because from what I understand, Europe doesn't have the money.
Right. And they don't have the printing press we do either.
No. So where are they getting the money to send to Ukraine? Now, I have a theory. Want to hear my theory?
I'd love to. Tell me the theory.
Why Macron was visiting Trump. Okay, this is a win. This could be a win-win situation for the U.S. if Trump plays it right. Okay, hear me out. Europe, they're very bad at making weapons. Okay, they have to buy weapons from us. Okay, so obviously when there's a war, all these companies in the U.S. they're making weapons, they're making this, they're making that. A lot of jobs are created, right? Now, what if the U.S. and Europe too, they want to get their hands on these minerals because they want some money, so they want to be partners. So what if Trump somehow negotiates where, look, you have to buy XYZ weapons from us for your protection? So he's making money for the U.S., he's making money for these war companies, right?
That's what we've been doing.
Right. But now, before we sell them to some countries, but Europe, we never really sold an amount that
I'm talking about to Ukraine. I remember Mitch McConnell went out there and he actually said we're producing jobs with this because Ukraine's buying weapons from us.
Right, but we keep the jobs. We're not selling them to Ukraine. We're not giving them to Ukraine. Europe is buying from us. We're taking 50% of the minerals. Zelensky has to give them a kickback. So do you understand where I'm going with this? We're making money from selling them the arms and the weapons and the planes and everything. They're defending whoever they want to defend against because they're not defending against Putin because Putin barely made it through Ukraine. You think he's really gonna? Ukraine's never really strong to fight.
Putin hasn't really demonstrated himself.
So what would happen
kind of aspirations
if he made it through Ukraine and he made it to Poland? Look, it's been 3 years. He hasn't made it into the center of Ukraine. They're gonna take Kiev by tomorrow. They never even got close to Kiev.
Yeah.
Okay, so this could be a good money operation for Trump and for America. They'll make peace with Putin. They get the weapons. They get to defend themselves. And what was NATO really set up for? To
defend against Russia.
Against Russia. And how many times has Putin asked to be part of NATO?
Well, I think, look, I think, first of all, NATO, its original charter, it doesn't suit the the layout of the world right now, right?
No.
I mean, and it's being recreated, like the Piers Morgans, the media, the Boris Johnsons, these people, they're running around like the Cold War is still going on. They're trying to,
they want the Cold War.
They want the Cold War to be going on, and you had people, right? Look, you had people back in the 90s that wanted to go and steamroll NATO through Moscow. And, there's that famous letter that was when Yeltsin was visiting Clinton, there was that famous letter written by, bipartisan, a bunch of Congress and generals saying, listen, there's just no strategic reason to do this. This means a hell of a lot more to the Russians and the Ukraine than it does to us, and it doesn't serve us any interest. Please don't do this. And then for 20 years, you had Biden on record saying it would be crazy to just go into Ukraine, blah, blah, blah. And then, U.S. got involved there. You have people running the show. So I think it's tough to wind it down. I think when Trump came in, his instincts in 2016 were to not take on Russia and China at the same time. And I think, for that is, partly explains why they created that bullshit around the Russian collusion thing to make an enemy out of Putin, who in 2016 was not. Remember, they did that whole reset button with that ridiculous charade with Hillary and Lavrov. I mean, I think so. I think we wanted to create a boogeyman out of Putin. I think that what we're seeing now is Trump at least is signaling that, and I agree with him, it makes a hell of a lot more strategic sense for our purposes to have Russia as an ally. China is a much bigger economic and everything threat to us, and to ally ourselves with Russia makes a hell of a lot more sense.
Well, that's what he was saying the first time he was around president.
That's what I'm saying.
Russia, we push them closer to us, away from China. What Biden did when he came in was he pushed Russia and China, BFFs.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, it didn't serve any.
No.
Oldest rule in diplomacy is don't take on two superpowers at once.
No, it's terrible. But the thing now is there going to be peace? When do you think we're gonna see something? Is it going to be in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, May?
You have that meeting. When's Trump meeting with Putin?
He said he's not.
When?
Nothing is planned right now.
No, they have a meeting set.
No, they don't have a meeting set.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
I thought they had a meeting set up.
No, that's.
And I saw Witkoff met with him for 3.5 hours.
The way Trump said it today was he's going to let everybody talk, and once something gets more concrete, then he'll plan a meeting.
I don't know. I think Trump's up against. I think
going to go to Russia in the beginning of May for May Day. He's not going for that. He's a victory. No, he's not doing that. He already said, I'm not going, not doing that. So the question is it going to go till May? We're at the end of February now. So March, April, 2 months, 2.5 months. Is it 2 weeks?
I don't know. I think Trump's up against this is a big deal to the people that have been running this for a while. They've wanted this, I mean, Boris Johnson, when and by the way, the usual suspects of characters, right? They want this. Europe, and by the way, where was Europe? Until Trump stood up and said something when he came in, we didn't see all these people running around showing diplomatic. They haven't. No,
they were. They were there in the beginning.
Well, they have shut down efforts and then
they haven't been there in 3 years.
They've shut down all diplomatic. If you remember when Putin's troops were on the border of Ukraine, I remember it was the U.S. kept having these press conferences they're gonna invade. They're gonna invade. They could have done
a small incursion,
right? But my point is this could have been avoided. I think it's been something that we've there's elements within our government and Western governments that want this. And I don't think it serves the American people. And it's one of those things where, throughout history, World War II, Vietnam, all these things were set off by, kind of ridiculous things that happened first, and then they led to big problems. And, a lot of people have died, a lot of money is being wasted. This has been a terrible tragedy, and it's one of our own it's one of everybody. There's no reason to have this going on right now.
Yeah, listen, the war's got to be over. This is already ridiculous. The amount of money that's spent, the amount of lives that have been
crazy.
And we got to get to peace. This nonsense is going on far too long.
It's just a dumb conversation. It's if they're not going to let him in NATO, then they should come out and say that's not happening.
They shouldn't let him in NATO.
Well, of course I don't think they should, but they should come out and say this whole dancing around. It's been 3 years.
He loves to dance, Zelensky.
Well, he loves to dance, but it's kind of if
he's doing the Trump dance.
But he's doing the one with his, but
he was really doing this dance, the Johnny Manziel money dance.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. All right, let's go on to the next one.
Yeah.
By the way, I think it's over in 3 weeks.
You think it's over in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
I think he's gone. I think
I don't think
Zelensky
he's
looks.
gone.
I think him coming out saying "I'll step down,"
No,
which
no,
is such
he's
a
not.
dumb narrative. Like if
I think he stays in for another year and then he's gone.
you think
That's
they
what
give him like the proper send off, maybe for like the
Yeah,
whole
he's
like.
gonna do like a whole world tour.
Well,
All right, let's go on to the next one. So, did
Yeah.
you hear? All these meme coins. That's like the new thing. Meme coins. You had the Trump coin. You had the Melania coin.
you had the fart coin, yeah.
You had the fart coin. You had a penguin coin. I don't know what
Yeah,
they
you got-
do.
yeah.
Haktua girl had a coin and she tanked it. Then you had what's his name? The guy from Barstool.
The Portnoy.
Dave Portnoy had a coin. I think, right?
Yeah, he did.
You know-
He did.
you know,
He still
yeah.
does.
Yeah. So, did you hear about this thing with Argentina?
I saw
The Libra coin?
he got accused of doing like a rug pull also.
Okay, so let me give you the little background. There was a
Right.
guy by the name of Julian Pugh, I think is pronounced P-E-H. Is that how you pronounce his last name? Pugh?
PEH.
I don't know. Anyway, Peh.
Pe.
Anyway, so this guy,
Yeah.
Julian, in 2016 decides I'm going to start trading Bitcoin, Ether, dabbles, makes some money, makes a little bit of money, trades here and there. And then in 2021, during the whole NFT craze,
Yeah.
starts getting into NFTs, starts flipping them, makes some more money, right? Fast forward to 2024, he gets invited to go to Buenos Aires to
Pe.
This is Pet. He goes to the AI Small Business Convention in Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
Javier Milei, president of Argentina, has this conference over there, and this guy, Julian Peh, goes down there, and just by chance, he gets into a photo, right? A photo with Milei and him, and then he starts talking to him, and he starts pitching him. They get a handshake, and boom, he's in. He's in. He's pitching him. He gets invited to join the Argentinian blockchain community.
Pe.
Yeah, he's on the blockchain committee in Buenos Aires. And then he starts advising, and he has this idea to come up with this Libra Coin, right? And he pitches everybody on the Libra Coin. So everybody thinks that President Milei, is involved with this coin. This is great. This is a great idea.
Yeah.
So Julian Peh, a lot of people thought it was Argentina that launched this coin. It wasn't. It was Julian Peh that launched it. The problem when he launched it was President Milei took to X and basically, I don't know if he tweeted it, reposted it, or put it on there so people thought this is legit, and this is a legit coin, and it's backed by Argentina. However, it wasn't. And guess what? 82% of the supply was controlled by one cluster. So
Yeah, that's been common with all these.
right. So the insiders get it early. They control it. And the people start buying into it. They saw Milei and they start buying it, and
It's
going
an old
up,
school pump and dump.
going up, and then boom, people can't get out. They see that the cluster, it's controlled, and all of a sudden, the cluster starts dumping, and these people can't get out.
Yeah.
And now there's an investigation going on into, Milei, and was he really involved? Did he know anything about it, or was he just naive?
I mean, the Trump coin, the Trump coin, similar, because when they launched, Trump was worth like $70 billion off the strength of.
Right, but the Trump coin went from 0 to 16. I saw it then to 30. Then it went up higher. Let's see where it is right now.
Well, no, it's back down to nothing now.
Are you sure?
It's like at $15.
But that's not nothing. That's stable.
It's. I get it. but
This is
it was at
at
$75.
$13, but today the crypto market is tanking.
No, but
But
it's been. I mean, because the nature of these things is that the insiders hold so much, and in the Trump coin, I don't in the Trump coin case. Remember,
I
he
don't
came
know.
out and he said Melania is now launching hers.
So you want to
And
hear something interesting?
yeah,
One of the guys behind this Libra was also behind Milani coin.
yeah.
Not
Look,
Trump.
I don't know. I mean, it's. I think first of all, you can't buy in certain states. You can't buy the whole legality or the way that they're regulating these meme coins is still kind of fuzzy.
Right, you can't
Trump,
buy in certain states. You can't fund it a certain way.
right? I mean, Trump himself is locked up. In terms of being able to sell, so he wasn't able to individually, dump after the pump.
Right, but I don't think he individually held it or anything. I think it was like a company,
yeah, I think it's a similar type thing where there's a guy off to the side that they're using the likeness that we're going to do a coin. Okay, I mean he's put his name on everything.
Right, but these meme coins are terrible. Now, okay, so now you have Kanye West. You
Hey,
heard
the Nazi
Kanye
coin.
West? No, he's calling a swastika coin.
Oh, swastika coin.
Swastika coin. Yeah. But the rumor is that
Yeah.
Kanye sold his X account for like 17 million to some crypto bros.
Really?
And they're the ones that are doing it.
That's smart. He sold his X account for a lot of money. I mean, it comes with all those followers.
I guess
That's very smart.
I guess temporarily for this pump and dump.
Rent it out.
People are
Even
already
smarter.
onto it. Yeah, people are onto it. And not only that, but I don't know who's gonna. You have to have a platform for this swastika coin.
Well, you need distribution, right?
Right,
The
and
whole thing is like
I
people
think-
bought Trump because of Trump, Portnoy because of Portnoy, Libra because of the affiliation with this guy. So the
There's
swastika
a lot of
coin,
crazy people out there that'll buy it. Because
Yeah.
of Kanye and whatever, they don't care.
Yeah.
what it's called. But who's gonna
Fart
put it
coin
on-
did pretty well too.
I'd rather buy Fart coin than swastika coin.
Yeah, fuck this Kanye guy.
Fuck Kanye. But you have to have a place to put it, and nobody wants to touch the swastika coin. I think he got into it with the guy from Binance.
Oh, really?
Binance want to put it up. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
I don't
he's an asshole, Kanye.
he's an asshole. But these meme coins, you got this kid.
Look,
in the
it's
basement,
the
13
whole
years
thing.
old, $75 and made $2 million.
Yeah. Look, I missed it. I missed the NFT thing. I didn't get in on that. I mean, everybody I know that did some round trips, but I had friends that
round trips.
were doing well on
I
it.
made
and,
some. I sold some. I got stuck in some.
But it's it's the meme coin. It's like where all this stuff goes, right? And I don't know why. I can't explain to anybody why Bitcoin's any better than the meme coin, other than
Well, okay, so Bitcoin, right? There's
Yeah.
a certain supply. No one's crashing it. There's actually institutions that own it, and people own it, and it's been around for a while. Okay, it's
Yeah.
It's not fart coin.
You
don't know
yeah.
who
So
created
it's built up some credibility. It's built up some credibility by the people that hold it.
It's tied to something where fart coin is tied to a fart.
But
Swastika
Trump coin got to $75 billion in 3 days,
Right, but
and
I'm
Bitcoin
sure
took
tied
3
from it.
years
Now,
or 5 years.
If Kanye was smart, which he's yes, he's smart. He's a genius, right? But he's not smart because he sold this. But if he were smart and he were to do a coin, he could tie it to, say, his next album.
Well, look,
hey, we're linking it to the album. We're going to use the funds to the album, and it's going to go, and then you get distribution if you're into it, or his next I don't know. I'm just thinking
he's such an asshole.
he's an asshole. But do you think Javier Milei is going to get in trouble for this?
Depends who his friends are.
Do you think somebody put up Julian Pett up to this?
I don't know. I think these, I really don't know, and I don't know what the rules are in Argentina for these meme coins. But I think it's a loose market. I think it's gray in terms of the regulation in certain areas. I was reading about it when the whole Trump. I was out with some girls. These girls and they were young girls, and they were talking about the meme coins. This is like months ago, but a long time ago before, and they were talking about numbers, making numbers and I'm like, what are you talking about? And
they're trading these coins.
yeah, they were trading meme coins.
Come on.
These Russian girls. Yeah.
And of course, they're Russian girls.
Enterprising. But
Yeah.
I mean, they knew about it, and they were, I mean,
OnlyFans.
it's,
what
look,
it is.
I mean, these kids that catch on fast. I mean, I remember when Bitcoin came out, my ex brother-in-law, when it was at $11, was like, you should get in on that. I read the Silk Road article. I had no idea what the hell he was talking about. I don't think I would have stayed in it until 100,000. So, but I think, does he get in trouble? I don't know. I think, I think he's popular in Argentina. Milei.
So Bolsonaro was popular in Brazil, and that guy's going. to jail.
Yeah. Look, I don't know.
Argentina,
I think he's
yeah.
popular in Argentina, but like I said, it depends who his
Third
friends
world
are.
country, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
it's
surprised. Frankly, I'm surprised that they really didn't make an issue about it for Trump. Like the media didn't go after him for the Trump coin, which I thought was funny because it was new. It was a really new thing. Like the guy on the eve of.
I think there was something. There was too much going on, but they were
But
like,
it's crazy.
"Whoa,
Like
wait,
the guy literally is like
inauguration.
worth.
We got
Yeah,
the speakers. He's
mean,
getting watched.
By the way, it's been an issue that they can't keep up with him throughout the first month of his presidency. Like
every day is a new news cycle. He's throwing out.
There's like 6 things a day where when they're coming up with like an outrage about this issue, he moves on to the next.
By the way, he didn't say anything about the Trump coin. The Trump
No,
coin came up at the crypto conference.
They asked him actually when he had Larry Ellison and
the crypto ball during the inauguration.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, that's when it came out.
Oh well, no. It came out during inauguration. But when he did the AI announcement,
right,
with Sam Altman, and they asked him, and they're like,
he doesn't know how much he made. He doesn't know
how much is it worth now, and they're like, you're worth 30 billion, 40 billion from it. He's like, that's nothing for these guys. I mean, that was it. I was surprised. I mean, look, he's locked up. He can't sell. So, I mean, that's a pretty good narrative for him to have to say. What he's basically describing is the scenario you're talking about, where there was a guy off to the side. Hey, we're going to use your license. We're going to make a coin.
The kids were probably behind it.
I don't know, but like I said, I was surprised they didn't come down on him harder. But like you said, I think there was just a lot going on.
Right. And it's still, again, it's at 13. And if the crypto market today wasn't tanking, then it would probably be at 16, 17, 18, which is still pretty good considering all those people that got in. Probably the initial people are still in it. They're probably still holding to it. I don't know what it's connected to. It's a good thing to see what the Trump coin is connected to. It's a matter of time. We'll find out.
It's what do you call it? Ethereum, no?
No.
Oh no. Luna coin.
No.
Solana.
Yeah, it's on Solana. I'm saying, is there any benefit to holding it? Like, what does it do? Like, what's the point? I'll do some research next time when we talk. I'll give you a snippet. Let's go on to the next one.
Okay.
So, Matthew.
Yeah.
I got a big question for you.
Yeah. What's up?
Are you a baseball fan?
Yeah.
Yankees. Mets?
I'm a Yankees fan.
All right. The Yankees, a couple days ago, Hank Steinbrenner just said, after all the years of being clean shaven, now you can have facial hair, a beard.
You and I could finally go out for the Yankees.
Yeah, I could go for the Yankees. My lifelong dream of playing for the Yankees. I might be a little bit too old, but do you think George Steinbrenner is rolling in his grave right now?
Yeah, I think it's terrible. I don't like it. The Yankees.
The Yankees, clean shaven, professional.
Yeah, it's a brand.
It was a thing.
They also announced today no more Frank Sinatra's New York, New York won't be played after losses. They're going to play That's Life. That actually makes more sense to me when I saw the follow up. So because it was always weird, like after a big loss to start New York, New York. But.
Right, but the whole thing is clean shaven. You know, I understand that they lost out on some players because of that throughout the years. Some guys didn't want to come play here.
You know, so I'm on side of George Steinbrenner's policy here. I think the Yankees. Johnny Damon came out and said, he cut his hair, he shaved his face.
Right. If you want to play for the Yankees,
there's no names on the back of the jersey.
There's no names. And now I guarantee you that's the next thing. They're going to start putting names because they make money off the names.
I think, and I remember going to, the old Yankee Stadium. It was incredible, and the Yankee brand sits by itself, right? And to me, those kinds of traditions that, separate the organization from other organizations. I think it's a mistake.
This whole generation of, and I'm to blame too. Before COVID, I think this is all because of COVID. By the way, before COVID
fucked a lot of things up.
I was always wearing a suit to the office, and if I didn't wear a suit, something was wrong. But I always wore a suit. Then came COVID, and as soon as COVID started, stopped wearing a suit because they stopped seeing people.
Yeah.
And then when COVID was coming down, I don't think I've worn a suit since. So I think and seeing other people like coming to my office for meetings and just being around people and going out, people are slacking. People are dressing down. You started seeing it when people were going out at night and they weren't wearing shoes. They started wearing Jordans and Nikes, and all the stuff. Mm-hmm. They're like, where, you started seeing it. And then it really became, let me tell you something. You're a Knicks fan, right?
Yeah.
All right. Who was dressed to the nines? He had the slick back hair, the $1,000 suits, running
Clyde
up
Frazier?
and down. Forget about Clyde. Pat Riley.
Oh, yeah, he's the best.
I mean, when I saw that man and I was young and he was first on the Lakers.
Yeah, he was the first. Armani was sponsoring him.
Yeah, and then he was on, the Knicks, and and I'm like, that's a nice suit. And he's dressed, and all the coaches are dressed, and everybody's dressed. And if you're a player, remember that whole thing with Allen Iverson?
Yeah,
remember he was dressed down. They're like, no, you have to dress, and
that was a thing
to dress, and there was a whole issue with that. And now look at the coaches. Look at the coaches.
That's terrible.
They're wearing tracksuits.
That was terrible. I hate that.
Slobs.
It's just retarded.
You need to look professional. You're a coach. You don't know if they're the coach or the player.
Yeah, forget the NBA is a different animal. The NBA is gone.
But
the NBA is completely gone.
It's going down the same road with everything.
Oh yeah.
You got the Yankees are allowing facial hair, which look, I've got facial hair. I should be for it, but I'm not. You gotta show some respect. Okay.
Yeah.
The Yankees are, George wanted respect. He wanted everybody to look professional and clean. It was the brand. Now they're going off of the brand. The NBA, suits. And now they went away from the suits. And this happened after COVID. They went away from the suits. Now you got these guys running around with track suits.
Yeah, it's terrible.
The NFL. This goes way. Lombardi. Remember him on the side? He was wearing a suit. The coaches used to wear suits.
Look,
you got slobs, fat slobs standing on the sideline.
It's terrible.
Rockets.
But it's terrible. But look. I mean, I'm all for everybody making money, but it's like you got these players that are basketball. It's guaranteed. You're making all this money.
But I'm not talking about the players.
Well, no. I mean, this generation. Yeah, but what I'm saying is the organization, certainly, and that's why, right? Because the Yankees as a brand is still that big. But I mean, when you look at, the players on the in the NBA teams and across a lot of these sports now, the players individually are a bigger brand than the organization. Is what's happening.
Of course.
And they're not, they're like being told, it's sad because the leagues we grew up with, NBA, the competition level that was there was just very different. And I think, when people stayed in college, right, and had to play in college, and develop at least till like the third year, it was, you remember
Right
when
now
like
they're
Kevin,
getting NIL deals. They don't, they're making money. If you're
right?
top
I mean,
person, they don't
you
care.
don't develop as a player and as a human being the way you did back then. And then plus, Jordan said this too. It's like when they would come out, you remember like a Orlando Blackman. Who knows what he was making when he was on the Knicks? Maybe like a couple $100,000. Today, the equivalent is making like $3 million, $5 million a year.
Right.
It's like, what do they give a shit what you say? And like, you're gonna wear a suit? No, you're gonna, it's like it's just difficult. And
There's
everything.
rules. There's rules. If you
Right.
set team rules, you gotta follow the rules.
I agree with you, but it's just tough, and that's why it's so sad to see them slide like this on the Yankees.
I don't know. Wear the suit on the sidelines.
I'm with you.
You're an adult. I'm talking
I'm with
about
you.
the coaches.
I think they all should show up and look. I mean, I'm with
And
you.
the Yankees. Okay, maybe they could have a little bit of facial hair, but I don't want to see these long fucking beards. There has to be like a trim. Like this is too long. I think you gotta have a trim. Like
The Yankees.
I don't know. To me,
To me, I don't think you change it at all.
I don't know.
And I don't think their
No, but
problem.
I think the reason is because they lost out on some players. That's what I think.
Yeah, look.
They said beards.
I think
does that mean mustaches?
I don't know. You were allowed to have a mustache.
You were, because didn't Don Mattingly have a mustache?
You were allowed to have. Well, he was you were allowed to have a mustache, but they would check on it. And then the famous line. Wasn't Munson. It was no. There was the famous line the guy said to George Steinbrenner because he showed up with his hair long and his beard, and Steinbrenner's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he's like, "Come on, Mr. Steinbrenner, Jesus, and you had this haircut." And he's like, "Okay, I'll tell you what. Go over to that that body of water over there. Walk across. When you do, you can come back with your hair. Until then, shave your fucking face."
Right. All right. Well, we're done for today. Thank you for tuning in. Again, follow us on Instagram.
You gotta get a camera.
You gotta get a camera. But
You're
next
good
time
over
we're
there,
gonna be
Rudy.
in studio. We're gonna be in studio next time. And
All right,
hopefully we're getting better. And thank you for putting up with us with all the technical difficulties, because we actually did start taping the other day, and my camera just went out for no reason. I have no idea why, but we're getting we're getting it up, and hopefully by episode 6 or 7 we'll be professionals at this. So thank you very much. Buy the game, support the podcast, tell your friends, and comment, like us, follow us, and we'll see you in a couple days.
Night, Rudy.